They lied. We knew they lied, everyone did, but they lied anyway. They lied on TV, they lied on radio, and they lied to the media. And you know what they say, tell a lie enough times and it becomes the truth. Except that the Advertising Standards Authority has spoken. Sadly, they've spoken too late and too little, but they have spoken. And they've confirmed what we were saying all along. The London Mayor's ULEZ expansion adverts were full of, well, let's just call them mistruths.
A brown card guy.
So the Advertising Standards Authority, the ASA, has upheld 3 out of 6 complaints against the adverts about the ULEZ expansion, specifically the radio adverts. 3 from Transport for London, TfL, and 1 from the GLA, the Greater London Authority. And okay, while they haven't actually said that the adverts lied, what they have said is that they were likely to mislead because the claims they made were not explained. So the adverts claimed that nitrogen dioxide had reduced by almost half since the implementation of the ULEZ, the ultra low emission zone in London back in April 2019. Now I'm guessing this refers to the often stated claim that nitrogen dioxide has been reduced by a 46% because of ULEZ. Because of ULEZ? Well, it seems not quite. The ASA said these figures were based on the calculated difference between a non-ULEZ and a ULEZ scenario. So not actual data, but modeled. Oh, but wait, there's more. The nitrogen dioxide reduction was calculated using data showing how levels were impacted by traffic, but also by factors outside of ULEZ, such as the national shift to newer, less polluting cars. And we know that cars have gotten a lot cleaner and efficient over recent years. The ASA said that the adverts would be understood to mean a reduction recorded by air quality sampling before the introduction of the changes and since the implementation of ULEZ in central London. Essentially, then we can't actually be sure that the introduction of the original ULEZ alone actually did reduce air pollution in central London by 46%. Wow, great. Then there was the claim that most air pollution related deaths actually occur in outer London areas. Now, this claim I've always had issues with. Firstly, how can they even say that? Because there's only one death certificate that's ever been issued with air pollution as a contributing factor. Secondly, a lot of older people live in outer London, some in care homes and some of those who have moved here from other parts of the country. And don't forget, older people have had the worst of toxic air pollution in their past lives, and that includes someone like me. I remember a time when newspaper offices were thick with cigarette smoke, and so were homes in some cases. In the 70s, when I grew up in London, we still had dense smog, and factories in London belching shit out. What I mean is that if older people are dying due to air pollution, the damage was done a long time ago and ULEZ isn't going to cure them. Sorry to be blunt, but that's how it is, and I include myself in that. But regarding this particular claim, the ASA said TfL did not clarify that it was based on modeled estimates based on data, though I still question the validity of that data, wouldn't you? I suppose this extends to that 4,000 deaths claim that was repeated over and over again. And as I said at the time, all of that was extrapolated, calculated, estimated in a modeled claim based on extension of life rather than actual lives. And that varies from at best 5 to 6 months to as little as 11 minutes, depending on various different calculations that I've seen. Anyway, ASA said, we considered that listeners were likely to understand from the claim, which referred to actual deaths, that the evidence supporting the claim was not estimated or modeled in any way. And then there was the claim made in some of the adverts that according to research, yes, it said according to research, one of the most polluted places in London is inside your car. Now that one really made me mad, and I was always surprised that the motor industry didn't sue them for those claims, especially considering the filtration systems now in the HVAC systems of some of the latest models out there. Apparently GLA did provide evidence that car users were exposed to pollution when inside their vehicle compared to other forms of transport. However, they did not compare pollution inside a car in London with other locations around the city. So the ASA said it had not been adequately substantiated and was likely to mislead listeners. Now look, if you're in a car stuck in traffic with all the engines running, then whether you're in a car or outside, you will be exposed to more pollution. That's a given. In some older cars, yes, potentially it could be more, because if you haven't got recirculation on, which is what you should do, and the windows are closed, then you are drawing the air from outside into your car and it will sit there because it's got nowhere to go. But that's in traffic. Traffic that is caused by ill-timed roadworks, narrowing of lanes unnecessarily to create bottlenecks, and slowing everyone down to 20 miles per hour so we're all bunched up together. I mean, I gotta say, with all the congestion easing measures now in central London, how is it that traffic there is worse today than it was in the late 80s and 90s when I used to live there and drive everywhere? I mean, I never drive into London now. Anyway, back to the point. It follows then that it's not really fair to say that it's your car that's an incubator of pollution, is it? It depends on where your car is at the time. When these ads were on, I know they infuriated me, and they clearly made a lot of other people mad too. In fact, 504 complaints were made about the TfL adverts and 38 about the GLA adverts. Now, apparently the complaint about the capital having an urgent air quality problem was rejected, as it was ascertained that there are parts of the city which breach legal limits. Where? Tell me where. I'd like to go there with my air quality meter and check them out. Or is it that place where perpetual fire is spewing out dangerous toxic smoke that's at the landfill at Rainham, the illegal tipping site that has been burning for something like 10 years now? Experts say it could cost as much as £10 million to finally put it out, but on the face of it, that's a pittance for something like this, especially when that's actually making people ill. So why haven't they sorted it out? Could it be because the nasty air means nasty data that helps justify certain actions and win arguments with the ASA? I mean, I don't know, but just saying, you know? And since the initial impact assessment report, which I covered extensively when the ULEZ expansion was first mooted, since it did say that there might be moderate to negligible improvement in air quality from the ULEZ expansion, well, while we all focused on the negligible part, ASA decided that the moderate part was enough to justify the claim that the ULEZ expansion would help with poor air quality. Sorry, what was that you said? Semantic gymnastics? Yeah, quite. Playing by the letter and not by the spirit. I think we all know the truth of that one. And finally, ASA said it was acceptable to link air quality with dementia. To be fair, there is a growing body of research suggesting a link between air quality and the risk of developing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. Various studies have indicated that exposure to air pollution, particularly the fine particulate matter, such as the PM2.5 and other pollutants, including the nitrogen oxides, can have a negative impact on cognitive function and may increase the risk of developing neurodegenerative disease. So that has to be considered. But I'll refer you back to the comments I made earlier about air in the dirty old days and older people. Anyway, ASA warned TfL and GLA to ensure that claims in future adverts related to relevant evidence more closely. However, it has to be said that those guys hardly appear to be apologetic, shamefaced, or even contrite. In fact, TfL said it was disappointed with ASA's ruling. You mean like when a thief is disappointed that he gets caught with his hand in the till? They said that the scientific analysis based on model scenarios and estimates was standard practice in central government. Roughly translated, this means, yeah, but we make this crap up all the time. They went on to say that ASA did not challenge the science. Its ruling centers around a minor technical point in some ads. We will take this into account when drafting the wording and referencing in future adverts. Minor technical point. 4,000 extra deaths. Yeah, pretty minor. Anyway, I'm going to read the full retort to you as I've seen it. So this is what they said. The science is absolutely clear about the significant harm of air pollution on people's health, and the estimated premature deaths from air pollution are higher in outer London than inner London. It is also clear from robust scientific assessment that the central London ULEZ was key to almost halving nitrous oxide emissions in the regional ULEZ area. The expansion of the ultra-low emission zone is playing a crucial role in the reduction of air pollution, improving air quality for everyone in London, and reducing the harms to health associated with vehicle emissions. And as for the mayor, a spokesman insisted, the ASA is not challenging the science behind the advertisement, and we are confident that it contains nothing misleading. The advert went through a robust policy and industry approval process. Studies from global institutions have shown that exposure to air pollution, even at low levels, is very damaging to people's health. We are satisfied that the science behind the claim and how we presented it. Again, for your translation, the ASA can go and choke on our bullshit for all we care. Anyway, none of this really matters. Like I said right at the beginning, these findings have come through much too late. And those who are anti-car will continue to believe the narrative from people like the mayor, and those of us that know, well, we know. But sadly, the ULEZ expansion stays for now. And really the only hope there is, if you wish to see it reversed or even stopped to where it is now, is the mayoral election in a few months' time here in London. Because otherwise, more ultra-low emission zones, more motoring restrictions, more 20 miles per hour limits, and more parking hikes are all definitely going to be coming your way. I look forward to hearing your comments on this one below.
In London streets, where politics and power collide, the ULEZ Files by Brown Car Guy is a thrilling new novel depicting a high-stakes battle for the roads. Join Max Turner, a motoring journalist, as he uncovers a plot to control car ownership and personal liberties. With agent Eleanor Rodriguez and tech genius Fox Jackson, they race against time through London's iconic streets. It's a narrative that questions the balance between environmental policies and individual rights. For fans of cars, action, and political intrigue, the ULEZ Files promises high-speed chases, tactical ingenuity, and a fight for justice. Available now, exclusively on Amazon.com. The ULEZ Files by Brown Car Guy. Get your copy today.
Brown Car Guy.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these three little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.